Clockwork being picked up 6 times here in NA DPC, and that does include, of course, the lower division as well. And it's not telling me, though, its success rate, unfortunately, here.
Let's
But
just
it looks
assume
about
I'm right,
50-50
guys.
so far. About 50-50-ish.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
more on the
terrible,
losing.
like I said.
More on the
That's
losing side,
trash.
actually. It looks like it's only 1-2 of the 6. So, yeah, it's
Good.
pretty bad.
I mean, I
48.9% overall in this patch, according to Knoxville. So
I
garbage,
like it, man.
obviously.
No, I think against Shadow Shaman, it's pretty epic. You know, it's hard to be Shaman against Clock. You know, you have to slam down your wards like immediately if he hooks you, and then you're just feeling bad warding a Clockwork.
He's a pre-block for stuff like Puck as well.
True.
So,
True.
Yeah,
he blocks
just kind
stuff.
of eliminates some of it. All right,
Okay.
Naga, though, coming out. Support Naga.
Probably, yeah.
Possibly.
Probably. Or offlane. I
Offlane?
have seen people experimenting with this offlane Naga. You can do this, like Owie mentioned it, you can do this like shred swapping, a killa swapping thing to frame perfect the stun, but it's only 50% of the time. I practiced it in a lobby a bunch. It is some weird Dota shit. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's
It was
Is
the
it based
Zoomers
off of your
who pulled it
Canadian
out.
internet? Like, it's ping related?
No, I did it on Luxembourg. I did it on US East, US West, local host, everything.
Did you do it on local? So local host is still half the time.
It's 50. It's still 50%. Yeah, it's just I don't even know if it's 50%. It's just random. But if you do the 2-tread toggle, then there's 1 server tick between the Meteor Hammer hitting and the song ending. So most heroes you can catch with that. Like Ember Spirit's not going to be able to Sleight of Fist, and people can't Yules because you have to. That takes 2 server ticks because you have to click it, then click it on yourself, right? So that's going to be 2 server ticks usually. Anyway, crazy shit you can do with this Naga.
Games in beta.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd time we'll be seeing Naga in NADPC, just the 2nd time for the upper division. Last time was with 4 Zoomers when they lost that series against Quincy. Though I remember checking out Sammy Boy's stream after, and he was talking about how, their team still has a lot of confidence behind the support Naga. So, maybe it's not just them, maybe from Scrim info, other teams are trying it out. Maybe Sadboys here also going to give it a spin. Still has potential flexibility there as the Viper comes out now. They actually take away that potential flex option from 5ManMidas. Maybe they're saying, we could have some flexibility ourselves if you want to pull a fast one, but likely going to be the potential Moo pickup, I'd imagine.
Honestly, Viper Naga seems like a pretty strong lane if you want to run them together, right? Like you have this Viper that can into Troll too. I mean, that's a nice hero to just kite and do tons of magic damage to. Like you push the lane with the Viper W, right? And then like you just block the camps with Naga. You're never going to get any pulls off, so you can constantly pull the hard camp yourself. The easy camp's never going to be there. Yeah, you're going to get giga farmed with this duo, actually. This is a nice one.
5 seconds remaining.
My boy, Troll Warlord. Is this a good Troll Warlord game? Not really.
I was going to ask, how does Troll feel against Viper, Shannon?
Yeah.
Not good. Garbage.
Unless you have a lot of items, it's pretty tough.
Like, if this was a position 1 Naga, then like head to head, that's fine, right? Especially if you get the Axe, because you can dispel the ensnare. But it's almost certainly support and/or the Viper is the offlane, I assume. So this is going to be the position 4 Naga.
But look what everyone else he has to deal with. You got ensnares. You got even Clockwork is an annoyance for Troll to kind of get in there and get work done.
Yeah, and then you have TA with that distance factor, and then like you can't get whirling axes on her basically at all. And then refraction's really good this game still. They have yet to do anything about refraction. Like nothing takes it off at all. Like shackle, that's literally the only damage over time that they really have. So kind of weird. Unless they got some amazing last pick to round it out that will surprise all of us.
I mean, I feel like it should be not surprising. It should just be Batrider. Am I crazy here? This is like the
maybe they just don't play it.
This is like one of the
I don't know.
It's one of the most banned heroes in the
had they
entire
picked
tournament.
Batrider last draft, we may have not even seen the ALK. So it's such a potent pickup. It would be hard to kind of just gloss over it.
It seems like 5ManMidas just don't like Bat anymore. I don't know. I mean, Mars again. Okay.
So, okay, 2 things. Number 1, Mars actually did a lot better last game than I thought he would. I'm not going to lie. He farmed decently well. You're going against a Break and Viper already. This does not look like a particularly good Mars game to me.
Illusion Hero too, and the Naga, which is really annoying because you just spear the illusions. It's very annoying.
Yeah, so
well, one of them, that's the real problem.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say I think that we've gotten to a point where 5ManMidas is getting a lot of their heroes that they want to play banned, and these are just comfort heroes, which I can understand. If the pool of heroes you're not comfortable with doesn't extend past this, then totally understandable. But the draft just looks so much weaker, and Sadboys doesn't even have the 5th pick yet. Like, they get the last pick, whatever they want.
Okay, hear me out here. I actually kind of like this from 5ManMidas. They're just saying, fuck it, we're not going to play into your heroes. We're just gonna play a solid draft. We're gonna play our game. They have the Mars Arena with the Undying Tombstone, as well as the Serpent Ward. So they have a lot of stuff they can place down in the fight. They have the Invoker who can Alacrity. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Congratulations, 5ManMidas, taking a game off the Sadboys.
You have
really?
three lane dominators on Sadboy's side in Razor and Viper together, and DNM. Lane domination across the board. A lot of single target, but the Fear Razors, that's something I thought I would be seeing in 2021 at least already. So gentlemen, try to take it in. What's your prediction?
They still have nothing for Refraction, and Razor absolutely shits on Troll hard. So, Sadboys 2-0. Sorry, 5ManMidas.
You know what? I'm going to say I think Razor is one of the most horrible trash heroes in the game. Okay? I like that 5ManMidas has a coherent draft. They have a late game carry with the Troll, with the Alacrity. Hey, quit laughing! There's a Razor on this team. How are you voting for them? I'm going to go 5ManMidas on this one. I think Sadboys, they're a little bit in over their head here. They're feeling a little too cocky.
All right. I like to hear it. A split panel here. Why don't we go ahead and quickly get into break? When we come back, it's going to be Lyrical and GoDz to bring you Game 2 of Sadboys versus 5ManMidas.
And from that very short draft, we are, break, we're right back into the game. GoDz, we got a Razor here on our hands for Team Sadboys. They decided to keep up the high octane action. We're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I was just telling Dota TV how excited I am for this game, and how excited. I mean, Razor. You never get to see Razor. That's a treat in itself. I don't know why Sadboys have that frown on their face. This is something the viewers should look forward to. I am genuinely curious to see how Razor looks. I think it's one of those heroes that, either it looks really good on a patch or really bad on a patch, is in that kind of boring category of heroes. What it does, it's very oppressive. It's not like high action necessarily. It just, if anything, it deters action. You lose your damage, you no longer want to fight. So
right.
We'll see how it looks this game. Fear always loved playing this hero, so it suits him.
It's true, and we had a stat last game from 2014, so it feels appropriate to have this hero be picked as well. That was the last time that I feel like it was super duper popular. Maybe I'm forgetting some point in time, but regardless, the mid matchup this time around is going to be a TA, actually second picked by Sadboys, and RL is going up against him in this Quaswex Invoker as well.
Yeah, they second pick the TA because once they see the matchup, they just want to make sure they got that good mid matchup. I think this is something PPD always stresses with his drafts. Like, he'll pick a mid or something early as long as they know the matchup. So assuming you have a favorable matchup, PPD will pick the hero. And TA already off to a good start, getting all 4 last hits in the first wave.
True. And keeping that pressure on. There's some damage stolen up on the top side. Fear able to keep him back, and PPD forces everybody away playing on his Clockwork as well. So this is going to be an interesting lane up here, as Monster going to need to sort of stay away from this Razor whenever possible, but he will eventually have that spear available for when the drain starts to happen.
Yes, and I like the Clockwork pick with the Razor. I feel like there's some good synergy here. You can cogs people in with the static link. It's just like a nice combo. You generally want to have these ranged cores when you're playing as a 5-position Clockwork in the safe lane. Like, often you see the Clockwork with a Troll, for example.
Right. The other cool thing that we've got right here is Moo is going to take a lot of damage down bottom, and actually even the Tombstone going to be dropped down as they try and burst him. These 8 stacks left of Decay, and they will get that gold, but Shu's still chasing and now having to back out. But there's some interesting things going on with Snaking playing with this Orb of Venom. He just sends his illusions in and they just sort of whittle away and do that extra, bit of magic damage onto people, slow them down. It's nice.
Yeah, cool little idea. It's definitely interesting to see this support Naga kind of catch on as an NA staple. At least we've seen it from 4Zoomers as well. So we'll see if it has more success here. Definitely, a hero of that traditionally has had a lot of success in the support role in the past.
True.
Oh, they don't get the D-ward bottoms, so Sadboys put down a sentry but couldn't find the enemy sentry to get rid of it before they lost their own. Oh, man, this mid lane though, brutal. TA is crushing it, and similar story to last game, Sadboys just crushing all 3 lanes.
Yeah, this is really nice. I mean, this has been kind of the answer over and over again, as TA being able to just completely destroy the Invoker mid, as PPD brought down fairly low. They used the spear already, though, to try and force back Fear to make sure he didn't get any extra damage. So good play there by Fear, keeping PPD alive.
Yeah, I think the Razor really starts to feel strong at level 3. That's just where your damage and your damage steal really starts to amp up a bit. You almost double your damage drain rate, so I think that's where we'll see Sadboys start to kind of take control of this top lane. I mean, they're already winning it by an okay margin, but it gets really good with level 2 Static Link.
Okay. That'll be something to watch for sure, as meanwhile they're trying to get a little bit of a pull action going there from PPD. Doesn't quite work out, as Aegster came on in and messed with it slightly. So again, battles over control of where this lane is going to end up, and Monster having underneath this tower, at least for the moment, is definitely helpful. While down bottom lies just having to contend with being the wave being shoved in and Snaking blocking out this camp constantly. It's really annoying for them, as I think Jenkins was talking about as well.
Yeah, they've managed to at least hold their own regardless. They've kept that dire big camp block, which is the important thing. So, they'd like to be able to pull them small camp, but the big thing is making sure the enemy don't get to do this side pull, because Sadboys are basically pushing out the bottom lane with Nether Toxin, and then the way they win this lane is by doing that side pull. But Shu has made sure that it's been blocked every time, and they're going to go and move, force TP out. It'll be fine.
No Soul Rip available. Huh.
Yeah, I don't think this early Tombstone build, I'm not a big fan of it. It feeds a lot of gold. We're going to see it get picked off again. Another 125 gold going to Snaking. He may pay the price for this one.
Getting down low, but no.
Yeah.
All right.
Top lane, meanwhile.
Extra damage going out there. Static Link being used on the Aegster in the slowdown. This should be a kill here. Don't think that there's a way out of there, but it's First Blood instead down bottom where they kill Lies. Oh, and Shu is about to die as well. Wow. That is a backbreaker, and that should set up for at least 2 runes down here bottom, and it looks like Monster's going to be able to clean up a couple for himself.
Yeah. Good news, you get the 2 top ones, but I think, these runes obviously do matter, and there's a reason why teams contest them, but if you're winning your lanes and your enemies are grabbing runes because they can't farm the lanes, it's a good sign. So the fact that Monster as a core offlaner has to go grab bounty runes, that's, not really a place he likes to be.
True. Well, and you can see the biggest win is still just going to be that mid lane. The other 2 lanes are slightly ahead in favor of Sadboys, but it's not hugely pronounced. I think the kills were the bigger thing that's setting it back a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any moves being made to try and fix this. I imagine RL, once he gets that, okay, he's got the urn now, doesn't have boots, but even without boots, he could consider a rotation. I think it's a little risky. Invoker's a very slow, immobile hero until you start getting up a lot of those flex points. So another kill attempt on top. Monster.
Yeah.
Can't get out of this.
Just in a world of hurt, and gets blown up there. So a nice combo coming through, as now they're going to try and chase down Shu yet again. And with this ensnare, it's enough to get right on top of the Undying. Drops another Tombstone. And, I mean, this one's just going to be cleaned up as well, dude. This is so much gold for Snaking.
Yeah. Lies is going for the deny. He will get this deny, but they've still killed 2. 125 gold a pop. That's like killing Spirit Bears. It's... I think you cannot afford to be using the Tombstone early on in the laning stage, because that 125 gold in the laning stage is a huge chunk of change. That's a free salve.
Yeah, absolutely. Shackles up top. Trying to get him.
Bad news. He speared him to the Rasta. Oh no, Rasta's like, what are you doing, mate? Just gave him a free Static Link.
I mean, that's, this is just par for the course. It's fine, offlaners. Throwing fours under the bed. Ooh, okay. With the EMP as well. I mean, and they've already lost the troll too. I think Moo just gets away from this one.
He's gonna Viper
He can even
strike.
turn. Yeah, Shu might need to be careful here. Throws out another decay. And it looks like they're gonna leave it there. Although...
Yeah, I guess Moo wants to play it safe, and now with Aexter's TP, yeah, they probably need to get the hell out of here. And Invoker's still around. Sadboys could be in over their heads.
They're trying to make a rotation now afterwards with more people, but RL finds one kill. Now the Tornado follow-up, and that's going to be a failed rotation by PPD as they get 2 kills down bottom.
Yeah, good call from Invoker to make the move there. Unfortunately, that means they're going to give up this tier 1 mid tower, but, you know, you've lost the lane state. You're going to have to make some sacrifices to get yourself back into this game, so... They'll TP Mars so they don't lose the tower. They just take a lot of damage on it, but good plays from 5ManMidas. And I'm a bit surprised. I thought Viper was going to turn and kill the Undying. By the time he turned, a lot more heroes had shown up, and it was suddenly a very dangerous place to be.
Tornado goes out again. Going to be able to dodge that one by PPD. And now chasing in on him. But Shackles follow-up. Monster not quite level 6. That would have been huge for him. Meanwhile, the spear goes out, connects Clockwork to his cogs. And it looks like they'll find the kill onto Aexter, but also taking down PPD.
Great tune placement.
It's really nice as the slowdown continues, but I don't think that they have any extra follow-up here.
Yeah, they get back to the high ground, kill off some zombies, and they're in the clear. But yeah, I mean, 5ManMidas lose that fight. I like the idea to try and take that one. Unfortunately, DNM is just a bit too difficult of a kill to get. Even after they burn all of this mana, he's still able just to hold his own with the help of his teammates.
And the other thing is, like, DNM is just on a tear. 82 last hits here at 8.5 minutes. He's top net worth, and, you know, also just hanging on to that possessed mask. So he's like, he's got so many of these farming-oriented items that he's just going to explode pretty soon here.
Yeah, it's a nice item for him. And Fear also doing the same thing. Farmed a nice stack up top, working towards a Yule Scepter. He's going to be going for that. Pretty much, this was kind of the standard Razor build. Back when this hero was a meta pick.
Yeah. And they're kind of, you can see on 5ManMidas grouped on one side of the map. It's pretty hard to head down here bottom as they're going to lose the tower. But likewise, not easy to just sort of pressure in and try and take tier 1. Their heroes just aren't really built for that right now. Although they do have level 6 on Monster, Aexter just level 4, and they're going to try and make a rotation, I guess, into the jungle to find the TA maybe, or just towards mid.
Yeah, I think going to the enemy jungle gets... I mean, they've already got some good wards down around mid in the enemy jungle. They just need to find some core heroes to kill, whether it's the TA or the Razor, but Fear hugging his tower, TA doing a good job farming the triangle, but it does look like they're going to try and invade this triangle, and DNM needs to be careful.
Oh, yeah. This is scary time. Moves on over. Arena? No. They don't get in range.
I think it was just too deep as well. Like, TA probably just pops a refract and can survive that gank, and then the rotations come and you end up just chain feeding, so I think it was the right call not to go in if you're Monster.
Okay.
Oh. They're losing out on farm. Like, you make a move like that, and your opponents are farming top, farming bottom, farming their jungle. You're not feeling good right now.
No. Like, Lies is getting something hidden in these Ancients, but yeah, it's not where they want to be necessarily. And they're not even going to get the tower, actually. Moo makes that rotation over and, you know, drop down another Toxin if he needs to. Easy stuff right here for Sadboys. Looking really good.
And DNM's about to complete his Blink Dagger. So going for that over the Deso. Going to see a more aggressive mid-game coming out from Sadboys, I imagine.
Well, yeah, just get all of his mana burned right there. But Blink Dagger done now at 11 minutes. Opting for that over the Deso. So wanting to get involved a little bit earlier, which does seem to be his style. Meanwhile,
shut top.
Finding themselves an opening here, dropping down the wards afterwards and getting the HP drain, but PPD looks like he's going to trade his life for it. RL wants to try and chase down Fear here. Does not have a Yule Scepter yet to get any purges. But mid, again, the countermeasure always coming from Sadboys.
Yeah, so they could have thought about diving top and killing a Razor, but it's a very unlikely kill to get, plus the mid pressure has to be addressed.
Monster, the Blink Dagger in, tries to find him, already used his spear, in trouble and dead. EMP, so they're completely out of mana with the Tombstone on the low ground. This could be interesting, but they just don't have enough damage there. Aegster makes the rotation. This is nice for them if they can find the shackles and keep them under control. Fear trying to do what he can to slow down this pressure. Moose just turns to fight.
How many kills is Moose
find
getting?
another one. Oh my god, Moose said, thank you, please. I'll take that fight.
Radiant's middle tower is
Oh,
under attack.
Viper's dream. You know, you're playing this offlane Viper. It's that, like, just sit there, and if you ever get caught as Viper, you're not escaping. But the best thing you can always do is just hold your ground and try to take as many with you. And killing 2 heroes there. Up lane, PPD and Lies fighting over the deny, and Lies will get it.
Well played by him, definitely.
Yeah.
You can see now a 3,000 gold lead, and more importantly, 2 towers taken to just the one up top.
Yeah, Fear's doing really well in this Razor, as is DNM on the TA. Every core on Sadboys side has gotten what they need. Plus, they've given the Naga that bottom lane to just farm and get a decent, healthy amount of farm and net worth on as well. So it does really feel like Sadboys are getting way more out of the map right now.
Yeah, and I mean, if they get out of this one scot-free with RL not able to catch anybody, that, I mean, this is another 4-man rotation for no kills.
Yeah.
Like, just a heads-up play, recognizing the situation, and as you said, like, they're farming basically all of this. Just, you know, more than half the map at this point.
Yeah. It feels like similar story to last game where 5ManMidas, they lose the lanes because PPD has some clever outpicks and just lane matchups, and then they go for these desperation smoke moves where they smoke up 3 or 4 heroes. They're trying to get a kill here. They're going to self-heals and dodge the spear.
They do have
They have a
shackles and wards. This is not going to work.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so much gold. Oh no, poor Aegster. He loses all of his wards and now he's just going to be pummeled down. He's like, where'd my team go? Monster's just going to laugh at him. Oh no.
You're getting pummeled this badly, sometimes it's all you can do. But yeah, it's very much these desperation smoke plays where even if some of these smoke plays work, it's not really changing the full state of the game. Like, it's kind of the right idea where it's like they recognize they need to address some of these cores because they're getting out farmed, but it's, yeah, they're just in such a tough position to begin with because of how these lanes are going.
I think that, again, this is going to be the type of... you know what would be interesting to me is if, like, teams sort of recorded their voice communications and then, like, watched it back with the replay to, like, see what they're thinking about and then, like, you know, sort of learn from that. Because it feels like there's a lot to learn from these games where, like, just the map movements, you know, they're one step ahead of them on Sadboys.
Yeah.
But PPD?
Get PPD.
Spear?
And if they want to save him, they can. They've got sleep here.
Yeah, they can just turn this back around now. Hook shot out for the moment. And yeah, it looks like Sadboy's just going to let him leave.
You know, Snaking making sure he keeps his spot on the roster. You know, if he doesn't say PPD there, I imagine PPD may have some words for him like, you had your song there. Why aren't you saving me, buddy?
I have a feeling that it wouldn't be quite that kind in tone.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when it comes to PPD, you better save him.
Yeah, that's right. He's got Meteor Hammer now done on Snaking, but another 4 heroes heading up towards the top side. 5,000 gold lead as it continues to grow. Troll at the very least has had some free farm for himself and getting towards that Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, Troll's played this game just fine. I think that's definitely, you know, if you want to look back at some of the positives so far for this game, it's definitely been the way they secured Troll a pretty decent lane. Like, he farmed all right, and had his jungle triangle camps to farm all game pretty well protected. So it's really just the other 4 heroes being unable to connect on all these kills that they're going for.
Right. Well, and you can see Sadboys again pressuring down bottom. They're getting set up for, you know, if this doesn't get dealt with, another possible shrine takeover before that 20-minute mark. We'll see if it ends up happening or not. But there's a lot of heroes down here bottom, and they got that Meteor Hammer ready to go.
Yeah, Monster's looking a little bit trapped, and even just to keep Meteor Hammering this tier 2 tower, like, they don't have to save the Meteor Hammer for a team fight. They don't have to sleep anyway, so...
True.
They could just pressure this tier 2, and Snanking's going to do just that. Take a tier 2, grab the outpost. Suddenly this map is looking very dark and very small if you're 5ManMidas.
They're doing everything that they need to on Sadboys right now, for sure. As Fear, the one that gets the last hit. They're pressuring top at the same time. Ward's going to be dropped down, but those will be taken out by the creep wave. And that is unfortunate for sure for Aikster. As, again, they drop the Meteor down mid. Moo's able to throw out the Nether Toxin himself. And more of the map taken over while 5ManMidas trying to set up for something maybe up top here. They got Song on Snaking at 20.
I like this TP from Snaking. You know, he's the best hero to defend this lane. He can just send out illusions, even just with the 1 point in Riptide. And he doesn't have to stay up here. He can just TP, push out the lane, and go rejoin with his team, who do seem... Yeah, they're going to make a smoke move here. I think Sadboys feel like they've pretty much got everything they need to start taking team fights.
Yeah. Blink Deso done, but no BKB yet on Razor. He's building towards it.
Invoker's done well too. 3-0 and 1 on this RL Invoker. Unfortunately, he's just made a lot of moves, and I mean, 4 kills is not bad, but I feel like he needed to be more successful in a few of his rotations.
True. Well, maybe here. This is a good sort of formation for him. Tornado goes out, Monster. He throws the arena out, able to connect now onto the Razor, taking down PPD. Song comes a bit too late. Okay.
Yeah.
And now maybe a chase down could be coming as well. Snaky need to back away. The rest of the zombies are still chasing here. But I don't think without another tornado, it's going to be tough for them to catch.
Yeah.
Lies? We get it.
Doesn't look like, no tornado. And into the Roshan pit. This is very bold, very brave. I don't think it's going to work, and they're going to back off.
I mean, again, like the idea of a, no Song sounds good, but Clockwork's coming back up again, and yeah, they're gonna call it off.
Okay. We're seeing 5ManMidas kind of respond to some of this aggression pretty well. Oh, Monster in some trouble. That ensnare just lasts for so damn long.
Oh no! And he used the Yules on the Naga Siren. I don't know if he didn't see Moo there or what, but it must have just been right out of vision. Oh, that one hurts.
5-second duration and snare, just completely locking him in place. Sadboys gonna respawn. It looks like maybe wait. I think they need this BKB on Fear because ideally he's kind of the frontliner, and also that just stops his static link getting broken by the spear. PPD's kind of being the one who has to frontline as a Clockwork, and he's a 5. He's the least farmed. That's why he keeps dying kind of in the front lines. Or 2 fights in a row they've had to use a sleep to kind of save him.
Right. Well, and he's got his Philosopher's Stone now, so as long as he's just sort of dead, he's still getting gold. He doesn't care.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that his positioning is fine. Like he's doing what he needs to do, but it's ideally you want to have a core as a frontliner once you come into the mid game.
RL. Oh, they don't quite catch sight there of Snaking. He manages to get away very quick on the Naga Siren, almost 400 movement speed.
Yeah.
They will get him out of there.
This Naga just takes so much farm on the enemy side of the map too. Like, even in this dangerous part of the map, Snaking's just farming neutrals using his illusions, causing problems.
Oh, they did catch him though.
Yeah.
All right. Treads Yule's BKB Razor build. All right. Interesting.
Just pops the ultimate, gets rid of the ensnare, and now at this point with the Agnum Scepter, the troll does pretty well against the Naga ensnare.
It's pretty neat. I think that's also, it's sort of in this lineup. What do you need a BKB for? There's not really much. Everything kind of goes through it, or just isn't something that you really want to. It matters that much. Let's go for sort of one of these items that can allow you to sort of scale a little bit also, and not have to be on a cooldown. Hook shot in, catches now. Ooh, good play though by Monster to keep him alive. Force Staff afterwards, but the Meteor Hammer is going to land right on top of that Invoker. Tries to back away. The Song is out afterwards with so much damage stolen. They take down that Tombstone. And, well, this one's going to hurt. This one's going to hurt. They blow up that Invoker in 2 shots, and poor old Mars gets eaten alive afterwards.
Yeah, it was they were all in on trying to save the Invoker, and I think that is a scenario where it's worth trying to save him, but unfortunately, Sadboys just had the Song of the Siren come back online, and the arena to block them wasn't going to be effective when the Song could just keep them in place as an easy Roshan follow-up for Sadboys. No contest in sight. And it really is just a bit of an item disparity, because I like what Jenkins said. It does feel like 5ManMidas have the more, standard draft. Like, they've got the playmaking mid laner who creates space, does a lot of useful utility things. They have the team fighting off laner, they have the hard carry scales. They haven't gone for these wonky picks, so it feels like if they were on even footing out of the lanes, I would actually be favoring their draft as well.
Right. And it just that did not end up happening. I think particularly that counter pick of the TA, you know, mid is just, it's so devastating. And that's why a lot of times it would just be like either the instant picks like that or Lena are the ones I think of.
Yeah, and at this point things get really hard because so much of their ability to teamfight comes down to the Invoker EMP burning their mana, but both Razor and TA have BKB now.
They can get PPD though. Get him again. Take that man down. The Sunstrike is grave. I feel like that should be
4v5 though.
Ooh. Yeah, with that BKB, why not? Oh, they're not going to dive it.
Yeah, they see them coming. They saw the Invis Naga with the ward, so I'll back off.
Interesting. Oh, wait a minute. DNM in the jungle pops a little BKB early there. That's not what they wanted.
Whoopsie daisy. Nobody saw on the enemy team at least.
Yeah.
Don't worry, DNM. I didn't see it. It didn't happen.
Oh, they also have a Blink Dagger now done for the Naga Siren. So that initiation potential becomes that much more devastating. And right now, I mean, we did talk about the Aghanims over the BKB for the Troll. He has... Oh, actually, it looks like he has the BKB coming out right now. Okay. So he'll have a way to deal with the Naga Sleep, potentially.
Let's see what the next call from 5Midas is. I think, yeah, taking team fights and fighting around Troll's BKB makes a lot of sense to me, and I'd like to see them at least try and take this fight on their high ground with their vision. Fight under your ward.
All right. He's already used his axes, and looks like they'll be able to stop the pressure.
Yeah, I think Sadboys, you know, they kind of ran in, but they don't want to go in the Troll. He's the hardest hero to deal with. Even, I mean, the BKB, of course, but even without that, he's still very tanky and durable with the self-dispel.
Yeah.
They're ideally they want to catch the backlines. They want to catch the Shaman. You can jump the Mars and blow him up, take away the team fight. The Invoker, of course, is a fantastic target, so anybody but the Troll.
Monster's in some trouble here.
Yeah.
And the chase down going to happen. Spear, TP out.
Wow,
they
nice.
have the Yule Scepter. That one hurts. Never in doubt from him. Snake King now going to drop the Meteor Hammer on his head afterwards. Back towards mid. Moo's thinking about setting something up, but decides, let's just get this kill and then head back to the meat grinder again. Oh, Lies.
I thought it was out of there.
Oh, no. And now they caught Lies as well. They can save the hook shot. Hogs going to wear off here. Pushes back the Troll. Can't BKB TB because of Clockwork is jetpacking away, up and away on the high ground. As Lies is going to be chased down. Ooh, okay, Deafening Blast. Atos comes out afterwards. Dispel comes. Snake King wanting to chase this one. Has another ensnare. Catches onto Lies, able to dispel that one too. Slow down onto Aikster. Fear still wanting to chase. Looks like he's going to give up his life for the cause as Tornado goes out the hook shot. Catches midair on PPD.
Another ensnare, though. Looks like they'll get one more kill. It's just supports in the end, but see how annoying this Troll can be to deal with. The question is going to be, do 5Midas have the damage, though? Because it feels like Troll's being kited, so even if they can't kill him, they're preventing him from doing damage because he cannot fight into Razor. The Static Link, if needed, can always be saved to soak up the Troll's damage.
Yeah, and he's got so many defensive options right now on Razor as well. Like, with the BKB and the Yule Scepter, even if he gets jumped on, it's like they're not going to be able to kill him in time. What? Fear. He's got eyes on Lies. Force Staff Yule's mid-force. Nicely played by Fear there. And, well, get a Lotus Orb dropped onto his head. That allows him to back away afterwards.
Yep, he does it, gets himself out of there. Sadboys just doing what we saw them doing for pretty much the last 10-15 minutes, which is just controlling the enemy side of the map, making the map feel small and dark for 5ManMidas.
Oh, he's rooted again. DNM just explodes As the Aegis expires, Tombstone dropped down the high ground, but Sadboy is just going to walk away from it. And they're playing this super clean right now. Everywhere that they go, they can just find a quick and easy pickoff. And they're even sending in these illusions to deal with that Tombstone again. So up on the high ground, and now chasing for more. Aegster, they have all this lockdown, but Fear has the BKB, blows up one, now turning on to the Undying as Shu will die. Ward's cleaned up. Sadboys are just rocking it.
Yeah, I think Sadboys have kind of answered any of the questions about, are they going to be a little bit too cocky? I think they're probably one of the best teams when it comes to playing from ahead. They don't take any risks. It feels like they never give you a single opening to get back into the game when they're playing with a lead. Their game time is much longer. You compare it to Undying. Undying's like, we're going to win games in 20 minutes, 22 minutes. Sadboys, their game time average is like 30 plus right now, but that's because they just secure the win, no matter how slow and methodical it is.
Everybody just heads back out, goes and farms the rest of the map, keeps 5ManMidas in the base. It's like super, super clean Dota for sure. And now getting that next tier of items also, just going to give them another advantage. Roche back up in a minute and a half. And this forces 5ManMidas to feel like they need to make a move and press out on the map themselves. And now they're probably going to get picked again.
Exactly. They'll get some wards up as soon as possible. They need to just play around their vision. Problem is, you're playing against TA, against Clockwork, two heroes that can just give you vision anywhere on the map in very safe fashion. So, if 5ManMidas have pushed their way out, maybe feeling like they need to play around Roche. Roche won't respawn for at least another minute, though, so it does feel like Sadboys are just going to, wait it out if needed. Probably not go for any kind of high ground play until they either win a fight or grab an Aegis.
True. Monster comes back bottom to deal with the pressure that was being mounted, and now we've got a Daedalus on TA. DNM is so farmed. I mean, you look at it, Troll is still up there as well. I mean, what would it take on Lies to sort of allow him to find a game in this? Is he always just going to be playing behind because he's going up against the Razor? Or like, does he have a window here where maybe he could try and like blow up Fear maybe?
I mean, his farm-wise, he's on par. He's done his job. He's out-farmed the enemy carrier. I think it really comes down to his teammates enabling him in these fights, which is going to come down to Mars hitting a really good arena spear onto a core hero. Ideally, it's the Razor or TA, as well as Shadow Shaman. Like, the Shadow Shaman needs to somehow not get caught and hit these shackles and hexes onto key targets, because Troll is going to rely on his teammates for the disable to get these kills.
Okay. I can dig that. Monster getting chased a little bit here. And Rocket Flare, hook shot connects. And will lose the Mars most likely here. As tries to waddle away. Okay. Shackles coming from Aegster, and they actually keep him alive. So salvaging their team. 5ManMidas not giving up.
This does mean they left their high ground triangle, which is where they were playing for so long. Their ward could be in jeopardy. They really want to play around that Roche triangle, because that's where they have vision. And as soon as they save monster, they immediately head back there. They want to grab bounty runes. They probably want to... They need to deward these traps.
Right.
And they want to... They're saying their last hurrah to me is going to be this Roshan. They want to try and contest it.
Okay. In the meantime, Snaking is trying to work his way towards an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, that's the other problem, right? It's like, yeah, it's good to talk about how well Troll is doing, but at the same time, Naga's ahead of the Invoker in terms of farm right now.
Yeah.
Which is how Troll has been able to stay so high up in farm, is at the expense of everybody else, pretty much.
I think, I mean, even with the Ag Scepter, it does pierce spell immunity, but I believe you can still dispel it with the Troll, so I don't think you're too afraid of the Ag Scepter, unless I'm wrong about that mechanic.
For what?
For the Naga Aghanims, with the it pierces spell immunity, but you can still dispel it.
Right, that's a good point. You should be able to. I guess that you're reducing the cooldown pretty freaking low as well, though.
Oh, yeah. That cooldown is crazy.
Cast range by 400. It's nutty. Oh my god, just 2 shots. The poor old Shu. And now looking for more. But he's going to buy back. They're going to take this fight. Okay, wards drop down onto PPD. Catching him now in the jetpack, but the song comes out. Ward's still doing work in the midst of that. They're going to kill all the wards and now drop the Meteor Hammer right on to poor old Invoker's head as the net is there. Disarmed, chased down, dead.
So, Troll BKB fought into the Razor, was losing his damage, which was bad, and I was like, okay, this doesn't look good for him. He can't fight into a Razor. And then he suddenly got two-shotted by a TA. DNM's TA is absolutely out of control at this point, obliterating fools, and yeah, I think the problem here is that Sadboys just have too many threats in these fights, and the real carry does seem to be DNM's TA. 7-0 and 8, Fear 7-0-13, just flawless performances from the Sadboys carries.
Yeah, and like you said, this is also emblematic of a team that is built around like trying to play things safe. They don't expose their cores to that much risk, and you know, they're paying dividends now. They're carrying the game for them.
Yeah, it's a playstyle where I will back Sadboys against any of the teams they're favored against. Where I feel like they're going to struggle is some of the opponents where they're on maybe more even footing, because sometimes you have to take risks to win Dota games, especially when you're versing an EG or Quincy crew. But even against the Undying and poor Zoomers, I think Sadboys' play may be too conservative.
I could agree with that. I mean, maybe that's also something that they change as we're going to see Monster get blown up here inside of his arena. That's something that they might change when they play against those teams too, right?
Yeah.
They might play more aggressively.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And you look at their players, DNM, this guy used to be a carry player. Fieri is a very tempo-based carry player. These are people and players who are happy to play that aggressive style of Dota, I feel. And definitely looking forward to some of those future matchups as Sadboys pretty much going through the motions here. 25k gold lead, you know. There might be one last-ditch effort from 5ManMidas, but this game feeling pretty early.
All right, trying to kill Fear. He runs away, and now draining the mana from Lies. In some trouble. Jetpack his way out, and meanwhile, Aghanim Scepter, Lies. Ooh, just barely able to escape from that one. But it is going to be the song in the chase down as BKB comes out. Aegster, oh, the Ghost Scepter TP out, all right. Some fancy dance moves on his way out of there.
Yeah. It's like, let's get... It feels like, yeah, they did some nice jukes, and two of them TP'd out when they should have died, but their base is still in trouble.
Hey, man, you gotta...
Oh, I got hyped for that too, game. Don't worry.
I just like the dance moves. That's all I can focus on. Monster throws out the spear.
It's feeling rough.
True enough. And
you can see the individual skill, but, you know... Ultimately, the overall game plan has not worked out at all for 5ManMidas.
Right. Well, and I think that's sort of what they were talking about. Like, in the most uncharitable of, like, sort of contexts that you could take that Moo interview from, he's like, they lack knowledge. But I think really what he was probably more talking about was like, the like, execution of drafts and, you know, how to play around the map, how to set up lanes correctly. Like, you know, how many times has PPD and Fear picked Razor in their Dota careers? They know how to play with this hero. They know how to win with this hero. And
I don't imagine in 5ManMidas' prep for this series, you know, all these teams, you have like a full week to prep for a lot of your games. Like, they're going to run through mock drafts. I don't think they ever imagined a Razor pick was going to come out.
Right.
So this probably caught them totally by surprise. And also the TA versus Invoker matchup. Like, it just feels like, you know, 5ManMidas talked about laning stage being their strength. They've looked like the worst laning stage team in the DPC with these two games. But they're not a bad laning team. They just got outdrafted.
True enough. Yeah. Impressive performance from Sadboys and PPD doing the drafting, and, you know, everybody else that I'm sure was speaking about it, as there are a lot of big voices on this team. Letting people know what they want to pick and what they want to play. And man, Snake King, how happy do you think he's been this game? They made him play Lion last time. Now he's like one of the top net worths. Level 20, has an Ags.
I don't know what kind of player Snake King. I feel like the Lion's more fun. Even though you have less farm, it feels like you can do more. But at the same time, getting farm is a lot of fun.
That little dopamine injection with the, you know, clink sound of gold.
Oh yeah, and it's happening everywhere on the map with your illusions.
Exactly. All right, another disarm. The ice wall down. Trying to slow things as much as possible. I do like the... Oh my god, BKB just comes out from Fear and he doesn't care. The ice wall shard is cool.
So gets the Ags Razor for some building hitting. They just take the tower, back off. Aegis will expire in 45 seconds. So very... Like, even now, even with a 30k gold lead, they play it methodically. Razor just pops BKB to take a tier 3 and they back off. They don't even go for the Rex.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? Because, like, you know, This is sort of the spiritual successor to the Business Associates team, which I always thought was one of the more interesting like names for a DNM. Oh no, get on down from there, buddy. I always thought it was one of the more interesting names for like a team, just like acknowledging that like we're here to do business, we're here to take care of things, and that sort of feels like this Sadboys roster as well.
Yeah, they're not here to entertain the viewers. They're here to get the win.
True enough. Timeless Relic and a Leveler. Oh, God.
There we go. That's the end they were hoping for.
30-minute mark comes around as the next tier of items are available. And we'll see if they decide to go and just claim the rest of them and then go high ground or what have you. Interesting. Nobody's taking the Paladin sword. I still think that I am super good.
On the dire side?
Yeah.
Guess who are their heroes? It's not really a good item for Razor. I mean, it's okay on TA, I guess, but they don't have that like life. Like the Troll Paladin sword is fantastic because you're life stealing, but Razor now with a Spell Prism. That's a neat little item for him to have.
Yeah, very cool. It's another spread out. They're gonna try and find Mr. Monster. They're pinging. They know where he's at. Hello again. Oh, BKB. Nothing to break it. Give him a little love tap on his way out the door.
Yep. They're snaking Naga with a Basher, going all in on the lockdown, the control, the BKB piercing control. It's like, all right, you're going to dispel my ensnare. Well, I'm going to lock you down one way or another.
That's right. Oh, it's devastating. They have a Spell Prism now also on 5ManMidas. All right. Let's see if we catch anybody here. As Shu digs up a creep, trying to get away from it. PPD saw it head into the pit. And Shu gets the TP out. Okay. They're doing a good job of dodging the ganks.
Oh, no.
Oh. Song, though. They catch him. He hadn't TP'd yet, though. All right, doesn't matter. X. And dead. Oh my God, he bought a Midas. RL. He's got dreams for the future.
Yeah. Can they get 5-Midases? Would be true to their name. I think he's actually being serious about this Midas pickup. It's like, what do you actually buy in this situation? He's probably thinking, okay, they probably know they're down like 30k gold right now. They don't know the exact number, but they can tell it's a lot. And realistically, the 0.1% chance of winning this game is Sadboys just diving and playing too aggressive, and this game, like, they're not going to win this game unless it goes 60+ minutes. So having a Midas is totally fine. At the same time, it's still a 0.1% chance of winning this game.
True. I think the bigger thing probably is just that like added XP that he needs, right? Like level 16 at this point.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're really stuck in their base, so totally makes sense. Even just getting another couple of levels. Points in Exhort is what you need late game, because that's where all your damage comes from. I actually think he's gotten way too many quest points. Most invokers I've seen will go max out the Wex and only maybe stop at 4 or 5 quest points.
Yeah, for the double Forged Spirits or whatever that you end up getting. Again, very methodical play coming out from Sadboys as they're waiting for that next Roche, farming up the entire map while 5ManMidas literally just stuck inside their base. They're going to buy another smoke. They keep on checking Roche. It is possible to respawn now. Yep. And Monster's going to actually just solo smoke and head up to the north side. Interesting.
Yeah, is he going? He's going for an Aegis steal, I guess. He wants to be in a highlight reel.
All right. The no blink Aegis steal. I'm excited.
Hopefully it's, a play of the week, not a fail of the week.
True.
What is he up to? He's not even going for the creep waves. He's looking to steal the outpost? I don't know. He's going to run right into the
They're coming. Oh, no.
And they're TPing it. I think they thought that he was like a 5-man smoke. That's why they're TPing it. They're like, oh, crap.
Oh, look at it. It's all planned. Look, now they control their high ground again. It's all part of the plan.
I would love to ask him what he was planning there, because it looked really interesting. Like, maybe he's trying to get behind the tier 2 tower and farm, like, you know, basically cut waves behind the tower.
It could be. Lies, pops BKB. DP out.
Oh, it got cancelled.
Oh, and now the chase. And they caught everybody. Gotta run. Gotta hide. It ain't gonna happen. Diamond chasing them down. The BKB. And the root now on to Aikster. 4 dead. Chasing for more. Oh, RRL. He's gonna be caught. He's held. And he is meteor hammered. And now he is dead. Everybody falling as Sadboys finally break through that pesky high ground. And Moo is over it. He's like, come on, guys. Tier 4 towers. Let's go.
Yeah. He's got the poison attack on buildings. You know, whatever it takes to end this game. I think Sadboys have probably felt, you know, they're doing fine regardless. Then we can see some of the Invoker Midas timings.
So this was one of the latest ones, but GG is called 9-37 with a 47,000 gold lead in the end. And I think the result we expected, but I'm impressed with Sadboys, like you said, clarity of purpose and the you know, the way that they just did not give anything away. They played it all the way straight till the end.
Yeah, at no point do they underestimate their opponents. At no points do they have those moments where, you know, there are some teams and players that I would say, e.g., you look at Ice, you know, if he's in this game, you know he's diving tier 3 towers and dragging the game a little bit, but at the same time, probably expediting the game because he gets some kills and turns the lead even bigger. So, you know, just different play styles. And this is a very effective one from Sadboys. It's slow, it's methodical, it gets the job done.
Absolutely. Impressive performance also from those cores. Taking a look across the 2 games, it looks like they died 3 times, and 3 of those were fear in game number 1 on the Alchemist. So really, really solid performance from the cores there, playing on Sadboys. Good drafting all around the board. And 5ManMidas is going to need to go back to the shop to figure out what they need to do. But that's going to do it for our series, our first series here today. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, the panel is going to break down all the action there and maybe hear from somebody as well on the winning team. But let's head to a quick break.
Welcome back, everyone. Our first series has just concluded on this Thursday, as Sadboys will be at least happy today as they score a 2-0 win over 5ManMidas. As probably most had expected, it looked pretty clean and methodical, as you said there, Shed, in the previous series. And what would you say for game number 2? If game number 1 was methodical, what was game 2?
A shellacking. No doubt about it, gentlemen. Another shellacking on our hands.
Got to get one in
today.
a day. Got to get one in a day.
Finally. I was waiting for that all day.
I feel like 5ManMidas, it's not like they played bad in either game, in my eyes at least. It just feels like they kind of set themselves up to just have really hard games based on the draft. Like, if I'm a troll warlord and I'm picking my, just off the top of my head, top 5 worst heroes to play against, 2 of them are probably Razor and Viper. I mean, Viper just shot on him in lane. We talked about the TA just dumpstering Invoker mid. That was hard dumpster. And DNM just completely took off. But Razor is kind of like this anti-carry, right? That's how I look. He doesn't really need to get that farmed, but Yules is good against troll in general, and with Razor having Yules as well just makes it even more difficult, because even if he gets status resistant, doesn't do anything with the Yules.
Right. I had this realization during the game where you know, you look at this draft and you're like, okay, Razor's like a shitty hero. This is like one of the worst heroes in Dota. Why would you pick it? And the reason is because looking at the 5ManMidas draft, they had this like coherent lineup that was based entirely around like buffing and using this troll as the win condition. So if you just isolate and deal with that, how do they win? It's the only one. You know what I mean? It's like, screw the TA, screw the Viper. These heroes don't even matter. It's like they could be any semi carries in the off lane, and the only win condition hero on the enemy team is dealt with by this Razor. He doesn't need to be a good hero. He doesn't need to have farm. So yeah, just a really, really cool draft there, and well executed by the Sadboys.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, hopefully happy today as they secure a win, and I'm happy to hear that we actually do have our winners interview. We have none other than Moo. Moo's going to be joining us on this one. Moo, thank you so much, and congratulations again on your win today. There he is, right below us. How nice. And it's good to have you on the show. So I want to ask, you have been through a couple of ragtag groups with very familiar faces of the team you've had now, whether it be Business Associates or Team Zero, and now on Sadboys. You know, what does set this team apart, though, from maybe a couple of those others for the better, if anything?
I would say this team, we have just a lot of experience and probably just faith in each other that we're going to improve, we're going to do well. And we have a very strong captain in PPD. I think that was probably lacking in my previous teams.
Excellent. Now we do, of course, have Suns fan and Jenkins here. Suns fan, please, if you have a burning question, I'm sure you do for Moo. He'd love to hear it.
Always. Well, first and foremost, Moo, I have to say, you clean up very nicely, young man. It's
Oh, I knew he was.
it's been a while since.
You gonna call him
I mean,
dignified?
you actually. Moo lived with me and Nikki for how long? Like a couple months back in the early DC days. You have come a long way, my friend. Since those years, how do you think you have matured as a player and a nice young lad?
My communication skills and just like how I handle my emotions and how I express what I'm thinking in the game and like post game is just a lot better. I'd say that's probably the most major improvement I've made over the years.
Okay, I've got some two burning questions. The first one, emphasis on the burning. So when you were living with Shannon, did you have your own private bathroom?
I don't actually remember. I don't think so.
Okay,
No,
I'm
it didn't really
did.
matter. I don't.
I'm
I
really
did.
really sorry about that. Oh, okay,
Okay.
you did.
Okay, no.
I
hold
don't
on. Let me-
remember.
Okay, when he first lived, we were in like a temporary house. But now that I think of it, you came after Rezo. So it was Rezo and Moo sharing a bathroom. That is true.
Okay, he would have remembered if he shared with you. Is what I'm getting at here.
Oh,
Okay.
no. I would never subject anybody to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Great,
Except for Nikki,
great
my
question,
girlfriend.
Jenkins.
Okay.
Please hit him with your
Uh,
number 2. I can't
Okay.
wait.
Follow up. Follow
No
up.
pun intended.
If you could, if you could go back in time and tell yourself one thing to win a TI, let's exclude the second place TI run, whatever. I'm just saying like general like Dota thing to just instantly win a TI that people didn't know back in the day that you know now. What would you tell your past self to win TI?
Probably just don't outdraft yourselves. If you just build a strong core lineup and stick to what you practice. Obviously, you have to think outside the box a little bit, but you're generally gonna be fine. I think a lot of time people just crack under the pressure of TI and play some garbage. Honestly,
Like Slark mid. Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh God, sorry, I didn't mean to go there. Okay, cool.
Hey, Moo. So this weekend, we're going to be witnessing Team Undying go against Evil Geniuses. I know you guys went against Evil Geniuses in your first series. Unfortunately, you did fall short. Now, obviously, a lot of importance on this upcoming series. Certainly, if you want a chance to make it to the major, how do you think that series this weekend is going to go between Undying and EG?
I'm not sure, honestly. Like, I feel like a lot of the teams in the top of NA are very, very close in skill level, and it just comes down to execution at the end of the when it actually you hit the match time. If everyone's drafting well, I think everyone's drafting pretty well, and people are well rested. If you just execute well, I think it can go either way for any team. I think the biggest advantage EG has on the rest of the teams is just they've been the team the longest out of anyone here, even if they haven't been playing. And they have like the most LAN experience. So I think that they're just more solid than everyone else at the moment. I wouldn't say they're like better than the other teams. They're just very well prepared and they don't crack under the pressure. They just play their game. That's good enough at the end of the day.
All right, good stuff.
I would give EG a slight advantage because of that.
Because of that? Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I know it's a series. We'll be watching a series. You and your team are going to be watching closely. Thank you so much for your insight on that. And, of course, your insight on the series you just played. And congratulations again, Moo. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right. Shout-outs to Moo. Make sure you go hit him up with a follow and all the love and support for coming out and being our first video interview there. Appreciate that, my guy. So, gentlemen, that concludes Sadboys versus 5ManMidas here. We're going to be now shifting into a small break. Well, I say small, but it is going to be our typical intermission. You know how these scheduled best of threes go, after all, when it's a 2-0. We're going to be waiting about 50 minutes time until we can't start our next series, but it's going to be a good one here. We get to see the return of Quincy Crew, who may be in dominant fashion yet again as they go against A-Team, hoping to secure their own first win here. Gentlemen, what are your plans for the upcoming intermission break before I send us all away? Suns fan?
Oh, I had not planned anything. Now you're making me seem very unprepared for this 30-minute break.
I was going to sit here and stare at the screen
Come
and
on.
wait.
Maybe I'll watch an episode of Legends of Korra. Been enjoying that show quite a bit. Good stuff.
All right. Jenkins?
I got a nice mix of sodas in the fridge, diet sodas, and I think I'm gonna just hit up a mixer, maybe some with some chaser mix, and just
Of
enjoy
course,
some
they're
sodas.
open in the fridge, right? They're already flat and ready to go.
Possibly. I enjoy flat soda. I enjoy caffeinated, carbonated. Doesn't matter. Any aided, I'll drink it.
All right, gentlemen, whatever you need to invigorate yourselves. Be sure you're back, though, and be sure everybody watching at home is back. We have more North America Dota to come. Be here in about 45 minutes' time when NA DPC action continues.